Alright guys, we're back here again. As you can see, I finally got some legitimate targets in instead of using this kind of foam block with random stuff. So I got these to kind of help out. A lot of them, they're resettable. I don't have to keep blowing through targets like I was doing before. Plus they're really cool. Got the little Texas Star thing. We got another rack that spins. We got the little knockdown poppers. Plus these are pretty cool. They are the ISPA kind of silhouette targets. But the one thing you'll notice about all these is they're basically just miniature scale for airsoft. So what's really great about that is, since especially in this garage, since most of these are quarter or 1/3 size, if I'm only back 5 yards, and for example these little targets are like quarter size, at 5 yards is pretty much the same thing as trying to hit it at 25 yards. So I don't have to be back near as far. It's really easy to do in the garage, and these little cutouts, like you can see in front, when you hit them, you'll get the response, and that should be about the size of the A zone. And then on some of these smaller targets, like this one, it's I think about a 2-inch hole. Yeah, right at a 2-inch hole on those. So if you think, if it's 2 inches here at 5 yards, it'd be the same thing as shooting at an 8-inch spot at 20 yards. So if you were to kind of extrapolate that back, so kind of up close in here, it's really fun. It's really easy to do, and I know if I can hit pretty much a 2-inch circle at 5, I should be able to hit about an 8-inch circle at 20. So that's been good training. And then like these, for example, they're right at 2 inches. This one's a little bigger. I think that one's about 3. So that one's 3. So that one's probably about half size. So 5 yards, hitting those is about like hitting a 6-inch plate at 10. The bowling pins are pretty skinny. Once again, at the base it's 1 inch. The top just under 1, and then the circle is 1 3/4 inches. So overall, it's been pretty good fun with them, and the airsoft BB's pretty enough to hit them off. That one spins that way. That one, of course, starts spinning. And it's just little magnets that hold them on. These I actually found from a guy on eBay that bought them and never used them, and he had the majority of the white targets. I also got some like little aluminum Coke cans, but I'm not going to mess with those. But these were made from a company called airsoft.com. These were from, China basically. They're no name brand, nothing on them. But they seem to be working well. They're holding up, they're not denting in. Whatever they powder coated this with is actually holding up really well. And I think for a set of 3 of these were about 30 bucks. I got this whole other setup here, plus a set of 8 of these little aluminum knockdown pins, I think for like 120. So I think I did pretty well on that as far as that goes. So overall, everything's been good, and they work really well. They hold up well so far. I got them probably about a week ago. I probably shot, I don't know, probably 1,000 or 2,000 BBs on them so far, and it's not even, there's maybe a couple little marks starting to form, especially if you hit them on the edge, it'll kind of chip that powder coating, but they've been holding up really well. Worst case, just have to hit them with some spray paint. So those targets, they're pretty cool. I'll roll some video through after this so you can kind of see them in action. But I think it's been kind of a game changer, not having to mess with that. Targets and having stuff up there and everything else. And you get feedback, and that's the key thing. Feedback, I like that part of it, and then the fact that they're kind of like a miniature scale of real targets. So just like kind of using the airsoft for practice, it's the same thing. I don't have to be back 20 yards to simulate a target being 20 yards. And since it's airsoft anyway, being up that close, there's no drop. You don't have to worry about the hop up or any of that stuff. So being at 5 yards back there with a pistol, kind of simulating 15 to 20 yards. Some of them would be kind of more, this would be closer to like a 10-yard thing. It's really cool, and it's definitely helped me practice me better. These have been a lot of fun, especially, I've seen the real deals online. I've never actually shot at one with a real pistol, but it's the same principle, and it's definitely pretty cool. And practicing that once they get swinging, I mean, they're definitely a lot harder to hit. So that's pretty much the new targets. Hopefully I'll have a lot more videos. All the videos from here on out will be included with these targets. And I might get those little Coke can ones out here at some point. But primarily focusing on these right here just because they're too easy. You just come up here and reset them. And they've been doing great so far. So those are new targets. You'll be seeing them a lot more on the channel. Overall pretty cheap. I think if you were to actually go buy like something like this, I think most of these things are 30 or 40 bucks just for this, 30 or 40 bucks just for that. I think you can get a set of some of these knockdown poppers for, they're probably 30 or 40 bucks a piece. I luckily just happened to find a guy on eBay that had bought this whole complete set of them plus those for like 120 bucks. I got it all together. So between all that down there, that was about 120, and I think those two sets together were like another 60. So you're talking for under 200 bucks, I got this complete target set up that should theoretically last me a lifetime because it's not doing any damage to them at all. It's compact. If I did want to take this somewhere, I mean, I could throw all this in like a little 2x2 box and it fits, and I could take it anywhere with me and practice. So it's definitely pretty cool. I've enjoyed it so far, and I'd say it's worth it. Even if you can't get the whole set, if you can just get like maybe some of these, like kind of, I think they'd be fine outside too. They might be kind of a little bit unstable, but if you go outside and set up a table like this, I mean, it's definitely a viable option and a lot of fun.